Okay, it looks like we are live. How is everyone today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jason Levine, and thank you for joining me on today's live stream, where we will be talking about how to leverage what we call internally destination publishing. For those of you watching, basically, how can you take the video that you're working on in Premiere Pro and then really with just a series of simple clicks, automatically publish that video to all of your favorite social networks, including, but not limited to, YouTube, Facebook, Behance, Twitter, including even Creative Cloud or FTP and other locations like that. I'm going to show you that using the Publishing tab, which is inside of the Adobe Media Encoder or the export options from within Premiere. So this is one of those things that's been in there for a while, somewhat undiscovered. No reason you can't do things manually, but if you could repurpose one timeline to multiple places with a single click or a couple of clicks without having to re-export multiple times or re-upload multiple times, it's just a lot easier. So we're going to do that today. So as always, we're coming to you live on the Creative Cloud Facebook page, on Twitter, Periscope, on YouTube, and on Behance. So thank you so much for joining. Be sure to shout out. Tell me where you're watching from. And I'm, of course, here in the studio in the desert, bringing this to you live today. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and jump in. I'm going to bounce over to Premiere and show you how all of this works. All right. So hold on, let me pull up my... What's up, Steve Kosaboom, Vincent Schilling? Didn't know you could do that. See, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Steve from New Zealand. Always lovely to see you. KJ Forster from London. Hello. Okay. All right. So let me go over to Premiere. And I'll save questions till the end as I normally do. So I'll... if you missed your window just then, that's okay. We'll be back talking about it in just a few seconds here. All right. Oh, and hold on. You know what? I need to change my... I knew that looked wrong. I seem kind of shrunken in the view there. I changed the UI a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I think my camera is in the wrong spot. There we go. Better. Okay. All right. So I've got some content here, and this is some footage that... from a recording session a couple of years ago. This is a little music, sort of a test music video that I was cutting here. And I want to be able to publish this simultaneously to YouTube, say Vimeo, Facebook, and Twitter. And what's the best way to do that? Okay, well, obviously you can export your MP4, which would be kind of the chosen format for those networks. Of course, you can also upload things like ProRes. And then traditionally, I'd go to YouTube and then upload that content and then have to fill in the title and description and all that stuff. And then do the same thing and go to Facebook and do it there, or go to Vimeo and do it there, and then go to Twitter and do it there. Well, with Adobe Media Encoder, you can actually do all of this and get all of that metadata in the file, including things like even choosing, the specific playlist maybe that you're going to, or the privacy level that you want for that particular video content. It can all be done within Media Encoder. Now, we used to have something that we were kind of testing out in the market there. It was in a beta for a while called the Social Publishing Panel. This is kind of elements of that. By the way, this is also something very similar that you can do in Adobe Premiere Rush. The two networks that are missing directly from Premiere's export are TikTok and Instagram, but you can still prep the content for those and then just upload to your mobile from your mobile device. Okay, so let's go ahead and just play. I'll let you hear a little bit of this. This is... I think this is from my song, the Toot Toot Monster, children's song. And here, I'll just let you listen to a couple seconds of this, kind of get an idea. And yes, that is me. It was being filmed as I was tracking each of these parts, so you're getting to kind of see and hear everything all at once. Here we go. Take a listen here.
When will this all stop? The solution's a sin. If you are what you eat, from your head down to your feet, maybe why not even onions make me...
Okay. Anyway, you get the idea. All right. So let's wind this back. Okay. So we're going to take this video here and we're going to make sure that our timeline is selected. And let's go up to File, Export Media. All right. And that will bring us into the traditional export settings dialog that you know and maybe love. Okay. So as mentioned, for format, we're going to typically choose H.264 if we're going to social networks. Yes, some things you can use H.265. H.264 is just guaranteed to upload everywhere, play everywhere. It's going to look great. I mean, some may argue, fine. Choose the format that you want or that is recommended by your respective social network. In this case, I'm going to go with H.264. Now, the default is match source. So here's the thing. You can do that, and those settings are usually just fine. For most of the content that I'm exporting, now you'll see in here, and this kind of speaks to being able to send multiple destinations simultaneously or to queue things separately. We do have specific presets for, like, say, Facebook. And you can see we even added, there's now a 4K preset, a 1080, and a 720p. Similarly, you'll see there's Twitter here, okay? Keep going down the list. You'll see Vimeo presets and YouTube presets. This is 1080 content. I typically choose the YouTube preset if I'm going out 1080p. We worked closely with YouTube to make this specifically the settings that they need. These also just happen to be a series of settings that kind of just work universally well for most content, all right? So if you just take a look here, you'll see that it's using VBR 1pass, all right? Target bit rate is 16 megabits. That's perfectly adequate for 1080, 1080p content. Again, and it's going to capture the frame rate and frame size from your source here. Aspect ratio is square, of course. And then we also have the options here of using hardware and or software encoding. This was added a couple of versions ago. All of that's already preset. Good to go there. Okay. So we have what we want here. Now, you'll notice in this middle section here, we have a series of different tabs. Effects, video, where you have all your video settings, audio, multiplexer, captions, and then the last one is publish, okay? Now again, this has been in there for quite some time. It's just largely undiscovered unless you start clicking around in Media Encoder, which admittedly most people probably aren't doing most of the time. And once you click on publish, you'll see that you have all these different destinations that you can publish to, including YouTube, where you can see I'm already signed in, Vimeo, all right, maybe we'll do Vimeo as well, and Stock, Behance, Facebook, FTP, and Twitter. So maybe we'll do Twitter too, okay? All right, so the way that this works, as you can see, now obviously with YouTube, I was already logged in or signed in there. So the first thing you're going to do is sign in. I won't bother signing out, right? So you're going to basically authenticate your account from within Media Encoder, and then you'll get one of those badges. Is it okay? You're giving access to Media Encoder to access your YouTube account. You get the idea, all right? From there, you can then choose the channel that it's going to. So again, with this login, I only have my main Jason Levine channel. Then you can decide if you have playlists, where it's going to go. And I've got lots of playlists here. So maybe I automatically have it populate, a live music stream or a just play music playlist. That's probably a good one. Stick that in there. Okay. Give it the title, which in this case is the Toot Toot Monster Work in Progress video. Rough mix. Okay. And then give it a description. Here's an in-studio multicam of the live recording of TTM. Privacy. So for the moment, I'll keep this unlisted. I can add all of my tags here. I'm not going to bother with that right now. Custom thumbnail. So this is actually really super cool. Just importing the thumbnail right here. So again, something else that you wouldn't have to do on YouTube. I don't have a custom one for this, so we'll leave that blank. And then you can choose to delete the local file after it's uploaded. Okay. Now, I may want to steal some of this data here. So we've got YouTube. Let's do Vimeo. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and sign in here. I haven't signed into Vimeo in forever. So this will show you the authorize box. All right, so here I'm just going to let me switch over for a second so I can log in. All right, I have to remember what what email am I even using for this? I don't even remember. All right, and I think that's it. Nope, that's not it. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. And here's the authentication screen just to show you. So it's saying, are you giving Adobe Media Encoder permission? to, edit video settings, albums, groups, channels, upload on your behalf, access private videos, blah, 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 blah. Allow or don't allow. In this case, I'm going to allow. All right. And just like that, it logs me in. I don't have any additional channels. Again, I can stick the title in there. I can give it a description. Okay. Rough mix, WIP video, viewable, only me, anybody with a password. Let's keep it only me for now. And tags, okay? And then the same thing, you get the idea. And I could do Twitter as well. Let's see, is Twitter, all right, I won't bother with all of these. I'll just do those two for now. It's the same process though, right? So you'll log in with Twitter and then you'll fill out some data here. Okay, so now that I have these two things filled out, one of the things that I typically like to do, if I know I'm going to be publishing simultaneously to YouTube, Vimeo, Twitter, and Facebook, I can actually save that up at the top here as a preset. All right, so let's go to Save Preset, and we'll call this 1080p export for social YT plus Vimeo. Now, you'll notice there are two important checkboxes. The first one is Save Effects Settings. That refers to settings that you've done in this Effects tab right here. So this includes things like if you added timecode overlay, which for something like this would have been nice actually to do because it's a work in progress. If you've added a display LUT, right? If you added any kind of logo bug, watermark, anything, any of the things in the effects panel, loudness normalization, it can save all of that along with the preset. We didn't do anything there. I don't need to check that box. However, I do want to check Save Publish Settings because that's going to remember my logged in status for Vimeo and YouTube as well. And it'll automatically have them checked. All I'll have to do, of course, is change the titles and descriptions naturally. I don't remember if it even holds that data after the export. I don't remember. Maybe it does. That's not important. You would change it anyway. But that's the key, is you want that box to be checked. Okay, because we're always going to use this preset to publish to YouTube and Vimeo in 1080p. So click OK. It builds the preset for me. All right, we've already got our output name. That's fine. And now I'm simply going to queue it, right? And this is now going to send that to the Adobe Media Encoder. Now, what's cool about this, of course, is that one, this will background process, but I'm actually going to start it because I want to be able to show you what it's doing. And in fact, is this the whole performance? It is. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this is a 3-minute song. I should have done a really short clip. So I don't know if we're going to get to see it. It's fine. I'll answer questions while it's doing its thing. I just want to kick off the render, and then we'll start chatting here. So what's going to happen is it's going to render the video first, and then it'll show you the upload progress of going to whatever network it's going to do in whatever order. And then when it's done, it'll actually give you a link. Now, what's also cool about that, if you are creating or uploading content to Adobe Stock, if you're wanting to become a stock contributor, that's where having that destination publishing is really cool, because not only can you put in a lot of the descriptive metadata and whatnot, it'll give you the direct link to your stock uploads. And then Stock uses Adobe Sensei to automatically tag your videos, much like your images. So there's a lot of great stuff happening under the hood. Media Encoder was recently updated, so you can see it's just taken a minute to load here. While it's doing that, why don't I bounce over to some questions? All right, and I will start the render in the meantime. Oh, and of course, right when I click over, it's done. So let me just switch back over so you can see. All right. All right, so you can see my video in here. So I'm going to start. I'm going to start rendering this now. All right, now there's not a lot of stuff going on here, so it should actually render pretty quickly. It's actually telling us right now it's just a minute remaining, so not bad. Okay, well, in any case, let's go over to, oh, and here, one other thing, just point out before we come back. All right, so notice it's rendering, it's exporting, but it also knows we're going to YouTube and we're going to Vimeo. So once it's encoded, then it's going to start uploading, okay? And all this is happening in the background, which is just really super cool. Okay, so let's go over to some questions. In the meantime, 26 seconds for the render here. What's up, Bernd from Cologne? What's up, Thomas Benner? Nice to see you. All right, coming to us over on Behance. on the Behances. Okay, ooh, looks like we're getting a little lag right there. What's up with that? It never lags. Why is it lagging? All right. Hi, Jason from South Africa. Peter Britz, nice to see you. Very Moody Blues ELO vibe. Love it. Oh, nice. How do you separate tabs, commas? Do they need hashtags? Yes. So you're talking about for keywords, just commas. Yes. Yes, and I knew you meant tags. Sifrifana, nice to see you. Oh, thanks. Very nice. TR Bolin, use this all the time. Super handy. YouTube seems to be a little sensitive to special characters and fails occasionally. Yes, you got to be careful with what you put in the titles and things and tags in particular for YouTube. That's their rules. I wish there was some way we could alert you to that, but that is correct. It can be a little finicky. Gracie Arujo, 23, nice to see you. Bill Lodge, Dreadhead. Okay, so let's go back to the app now. Let's see if it's... Oh, and it looks like Vimeo may have failed. Maybe I did something wrong with my login there. All right. But that's okay. What you see... I haven't used Vimeo in so long, I'm not even sure. What you'll see is that we now have the URL for that video. Now, of course, let me go ahead and click on that. Let me just click back to my screen here. I'm going to click on it and let it do its thing. Yeah, the video is being processed. So if we go, let me zoom in here so you can see. All right, obviously it takes a minute, switching back and forth. Yeah, you can see here the video is still being processed, right? So that's typical of YouTube. The point is, it's already done uploading, right? So all of this happened in the background. I finish my edit, I go to my destinations, I publish, I come back, and everything is waiting there. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what happened with Vimeo there, but let me see. Maybe it'll even tell me. Maybe that alert will tell me. Oh, and you know what it is? Yes, it just told me. Here, you want to know why Vimeo failed? This is good. This is good info. The file's video stream is not compatible with this preset. So apparently the encoding level that I used for Vimeo, it's either too high or too low. I'm guessing it's too high. Yeah, and maybe they don't accept, now that I'm remembering this, I think Vimeo wants 8 megabits. Oh, you couldn't see my screen there, could you? Here, put that back for you. I think Vimeo wants 8 megabits for 1080. Yeah, you can see I've done this a few times and it's failed. Vimeo file exceeds upload quota of 0 bytes. What? Oh, I wonder. Oh, I wonder if, you know why? I don't have my Pro account anymore. Can you not upload if you don't have Pro? I just have the cheapy account now. Maybe they changed that. That could be. So these were past errors, is that I was using a preset where it was incompatible. And I think it's because it wanted 8 megabits, not 16, which is what the YouTube preset was. But that wasn't the case here. It failed because I'm not supposed to be uploading. Okay, well, that's a separate issue. I'll have to figure that one out. Although I don't really use Vimeo anymore, and I'm not sorry. I gave them up because I never really saw the performance from their remodded player or anything. It always stuttered, and YouTube never did. So, okay, so that is destination publishing, all right? Real simple. Here, I'll just recap for you, and then we'll go back to some questions, right? So, first, from within Premiere, select your timeline. In fact, here, we'll do another one. So here's a little pirate piece, all right? Take a quick listen to this. This is from, this is an unreleased version of my song Pirate Teeth.
Now you know the story about pirate teeth. So let this be a warning to prevent pirate teeth. They will fall out of your mouth and it will be quite a scene, turning multicolored yellow, brown, and shades of green. You gotta brush them. So
okay. So take this timeline, nice and short. Pirate piece, file, export media. Now it should remember our format. Let's go to my preset, which is this one right here. All right. But let's change it. Instead of going to YT and Vimeo, let's instead let's do Twitter for this one. Oh, and it did actually hold all the metadata, but that could be that I'm in the same session. That could be why that metadata is still in there. I think after you close Premiere, that won't be saved, the preset. Okay, so we're going to do Twitter here. And sign in. Oh gosh, I don't even know what is my Twitter password. I don't remember what my Twitter credentials are, and my phone is doing Periscope. Okay, forget that. I don't remember what my Twitter credentials are offhand, and I can't get to my 1Password. So instead, let me do Adobe Stock. Am I already logged in here? Nope, not logged into that either. Okay. So this I'm just going to log in real quickly. So bear with me for a second. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, and it's sending me a text because of second level verification. Ay, ay, ay. Which is taking a minute for some reason. Oh. I'm not getting the text to my phone. All right. Okay, I don't know why it's taking so long. Did I get it down here? No, it hasn't come in yet. Okay. There's a delay in the interwebs. All right. Well, then I'm not going to bother doing this right now. I'm not going to. You can't fight City Hall. Anyway, you get the idea. Okay. I don't know why I didn't get that text, though. That's weird. That always usually works. Okay. In any case, select your publishing destination, create a preset if you so desire, right, via this button here. Go down and queue it. By the way, you can also just export it directly. The difference being that, of course, it stays in this modal dialog, and you can't really do anything else. And when you stay in this modal dialog, it's using all of your system's resources to do that export. So even if you try and go to mail or surf the web, I mean, everything's going to be very stuttery and slow, all right? So that's why I typically like to queue it so that, one, it'll run in the background, but two, I can still do other things even if it's exporting in the background, all right? And then once you do that, as shown, assuming that you still have the ability to upload to said social network, it will upload it, show you a green checkbox, and also give you the direct URL to access your content. And that is Destination Publishing with Premiere Pro and Media Encoder. So let's see if there's any more questions, and if not, all right, I'm not seeing any on the tubes here, so none there. All right. Very nice. Aisha McGill from the beach in Australia. Nice to see you. Milan Lepowski, did I mention you from Prague? I did now. All right. Peter Halusa, is Adobe changing just into some kind of YouTuber social media creator package? No. Nope, not at all. But publishing to social media it's a way of life in 2020, right? Doesn't matter what kind of video you make, doesn't matter who's making it. If it's you as an individual creator, or Hulu promoting their new show, or yes, Joe or Jane YouTuber or whatever, being able to publish out to social networks is just kind of a reality today. So, but of course, you still have all the pro level capabilities that you always have, and formats, including things like DCP and, as I mentioned, H.265 and MXF-OP1A and all of those flavors. Stephanie Reed, you are going to a Himalayan salt cave tomorrow afternoon. I'm not even sure exactly what that is, but that sounds pretty awesome. KJ Forster, I need keychain. Yes, no, I have 1Password. I didn't want to break the stream on Periscope, so I was trying to avoid. I should have just done that. But yes, I do use 1Password. It's great. Thomas Warner, so bummed that NAB is canceled. Yes, I mean, it was inevitable. So no doubt, but yeah, sad. Michelle Conradi, Vimeo free, 500 megs per file. Oh, that could be. In fact, here, yeah, let's see. Did I save that out to the desktop? Where did that go? I'm not even sure where I exported that from. That could definitely be the case. Just automate. Oh, it went in some weird folder. Let's see. Because, yeah, you're right. That could exactly be... Oh, no, it was 358 megs. But actually, what is the actual... Well, it won't be over 500, but... Yeah, 359. Curious. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know with Vimeo anymore. I mean, they're fine. And now they're trying to do their live stream thing. And thank you for that, Michelle, though. I forgot that you are file size limited there anyway. All right. We enjoy every day. Loves it. Nice. YNS Yubi, thank you so much for helping. You are very welcome. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay. Thomas. Glad you have security, perhaps a necessary hassle. Yes, second level verification is a good thing. All right. So with that, my friends, we are going to call it a day on the stream. Thank you so much for watching. KJ Forster saying, yes, and only 500 per month. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what Vimeo's doing. Best of luck to them. In any case, have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Hey, and just a reminder, if you are tuning in to Adobe Live tomorrow on Behance, I will be guest hosting and starring 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow, taking over an imaging slot. So showing you some, really, it's Adobe Live, so it's work in progress stuff. It's not tutorials. It's me just really working through images in Lightroom CC, showing you some of my process, some tips and tricks, little bits here and there, common things that you should know and use if you're not already using Lightroom CC. I'll be showcasing some footage shot on mobile, some stuff that was brought in from DSLR, and then leveraging a little bit of Photoshop and possibly After Effects in there as well. So if you want to check that out, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. That's Thursday, the 12th. And then, Thursday the 12th. And then on my favorite day, Friday the 13th, the birth of one of my offspring, no less, who very much represents Friday the 13th in all senses of the word. Friday the 13th, I'll be back with my Adobe Live Behance Masterclass. And this week, we're back in Premiere Pro talking about ingest and working formats that you use to edit, and then formats that you use or should be used for destinations for export. All right. So we're going to kind of cover the differences between formats that you want to be editing in, formats that you shouldn't really be editing in, optimized formats for editing, and then again, suggested formats for export depending upon where you're looking to go. So that's Friday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific on behance.net/live. Tomorrow you can catch me again doing photo imaging in Lightroom CC at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, behance.net/live. So until then, have a good one. We will see you on the stream tomorrow with some new graphics as well, because it's Adobe Live, so it'll have a slightly different look. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.